Hi everyone, it's Mike here. Today I'm going to be making a very quick Christmas card featuring a cute little Christmas tree that I'm going to make out of some scraps of watercolour card and making use of my indigo blue metallic paints. The paints I'm using today are the green, which is Emerald City, the red, which is Ruby Slippers, the blue, which is Sleeping Beauty, and the gold, which is called Goldfinger. So all I'm going to do is just to paint each one of the strips with one of the colours of the metallic paint. Now, as you can see, I'm just doing the gold paint on the end one, then I'm going to do the blue, then the red, and then on the larger piece of watercolour card I'm going to paint that completely in the Emerald City green metallic. And just off camera I have a little tub of water where I'm cleaning off the brush in between each of the colours. So once all my pieces of card are covered with the paint, I'm going to put them to one side to air dry. I have found in the past that if you heat set metallic paint, it does affect the luster once it's dry. So I'm going to allow these to dry naturally so that all the mica in the paint rises to the surface and they are ultra metallic. So once I'm done, I'm just going to pop them to one side and leave them to air dry while I carry on with the rest of the card. So while they're drying, I've taken another piece of scrap watercolour card and a Christmas themed napkin, and I'm going to just stick this napkin down across and cover the entire of this piece of card. Now, if you're very careful and you cut these napkins up into four, you can probably get 4 cards from the same napkin, but I'm not as intelligent as that, so I start to rip mine and end up ruining an entire piece because I can't tear in a straight line. There you go, you see, can't tear in a straight line. So the bottom piece, I cut with a pair of scissors. Now, as you can see, I have removed the 2 extra plies from this napkin. It was a 3-ply napkin, so I removed the 2 and put those to one side and just left the top printed layer that I'm going to stick down with some Mod Podge. This is the matte medium Mod Podge. I'm just going to cover the base and then cover the entire piece of the tissue with that too to seal it down. Now, Christmas themed napkins are all over the place at this time of year. You can't walk into any supermarket or place that sells food without finding these Christmas themed napkins, and there are so many different designs that it's worthwhile just grabbing a packet because they are very, very cheap, not expensive at all, and you can keep them for next year, or you can put them into Happy Mail for people, or just use them as exchanges with a friend. Or you could just use them on Christmas Day as napkins. But that would be just really weird. Okay, so now that my piece of napkin is securely stuck down and all sealed, I'm just going to trim off the excess using a pair of scissors because obviously I can't be trusted to tear anything. Okay, let's take a look at the card. Yep, that looks good to me. Nice little metallic-y themed backing paper. So I'm going to take a piece of holly cardstock, and I've just cut this into a top folding A2 for the US and A6 for UK and Europe and possibly Australia too. And I'm just going to stick that down now onto the front of my card using some multi-purpose glue so I have a little bit of wiggle room to make sure that I get my border all even all the way around. Perfect. So out comes the now dry green metallic piece of card, and I'm just going to trim this into a nice tall triangle shape. Now, as you can see, I have put a little pencil mark just to signify the middle of the card for me. It makes it a bit easier when I'm cutting it. So I'm just going to trim that down to the edges to create a nice tall Christmas tree shape. So now I'm going to bring back in my coloured strips that have also dried, and I'm going to use a 3/8 circle punch, and I'm just going to punch out maybe 6, 7 or 8 of those little circles with that punch from all of the colours that I've painted. So using my Zig two-way squeeze and roll glue pen, I'm just going to stick down the little baubles that I've punched out with the glue. Now I will struggle for a few seconds until I realise that I can just put the glue on the tree and then position the baubles over the top using my quick positioning stick thing. Yes, I know I'm being very eloquent today, aren't I? What I meant to say was my quick stick by We Are Memory Keepers. See, my brain's kicked in now. Obviously the coffee started to work. So as you can see, I'm just applying some random dots with the glue pen, and then I'm going to position those on the page using that quick stick by We Are Memory Keepers. And I've just noticed that I've got two reds too close together, so I'm going to swap that bottom one for a blue. So I'm now happy with the positioning of all those little baubles, so I'm going to apply some foam tape to the back of that and then stick that right down onto my card front. So I'm just going to grab another piece of watercolour card, and using this tonic mini snowflake punch, I'm just going to punch one out, and using that Zig glue pen, I'm just going to attach that to the top of the tree. Instead of using a star, I'm using a snowflake. And as a finishing touch, I'm just going to take some very small, clear, self-adhesive gems, and I'm just going to apply those to the blue baubles on my Christmas tree. And then as a final touch, I'm just going to add one to the centre of the snowflake too. And there you have it, one very quick and effective mixed media Christmas card made out of scraps, mostly. So I hope you've enjoyed this video presentation and you'll give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. That's all from me for now. I'll see you all again real soon. Bye for now.